Well, I'm going to jump straight into the gases snippets. And although it is a bit of a quiet week, I've still got a few to get through. So put your seatbelts on, folks. Tie up your shoelaces, grab a cup of coffee, and away we go. Apple like these. I think Apple love these. Apple Watch saved my life, says a mountain biker who called for a rescue after a paralyzing crash. That actually is quite close to home, to be perfectly honest with you. Not because our friend had an Apple Watch which saved his life. He was actually being followed with an accident that he'd had. I shouldn't really go into this story, but I'm going to. And actually,
just don't say his name.
No, I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to say his name, but he was actually in hospital.
Fred, by the way.
And they were signing his life off to turn him off. They were turning. They were he'd been in a coma, and they said the amount of brain damage he's got, we're going to sign the documents here. They went through that. Another consultant went, no, we'll just give him a few more days. And they went again through that whole process, and they said if he doesn't wake up soon, we just don't think there's any. And he opened his eyes, and now he's recovering slowly, but he's recovering. Just incredible. Anyway, Apple Watch saved my life, says a mountain biker who crashed called for a rescue after a paralyzing crash. So paralyzing crashes and bikes, people get an Apple Watch. Apple's next big product,
or just don't ride a bike in dangerous areas.
Well, you
get a Peloton. You're not going to crash a Peloton bike.
Well, I don't know. You can get knocked over just walking down the road. So let's not go down that avenue. Apple's next big product is not just a headset, but an entire reality ecosystem. Duh. I really want to slap some of these people coming out with this stuff. We know. Okay, we know. Apparently,
Tom said that.
That was 9to5 Mac, actually. Tom Hanks is launching a trivia game exclusively on Apple Arcade. I'm so looking forward to that, guy. Apparently, President. Now, this might be a bit of a slap for Apple. I don't know. So you tell me what you think. President Trump's Truth Social app. Oh dear, it's just the name of the app, just so funny. Long available via Apple's App Store, has not been approved on Google's Android Play Store. Taking the high ground, are we, Google? Well, good on you. I'll say no more. Apple's privacy chief, Jane Horvath, is to leave the company soon. But because she's the privacy chief, nobody knows when.
Or where. Or even if that's her real name.
Or even if she is actually leaving. Apple's DD investment flop sees company exec quietly resigned from the board. Apple's DD investment back in 2016 was hailed as the Cupertino company's CEO, Tim Cook, as a great financial investment. Sadly,
what is DD?
DD, it was like a driving, it's like it was like, what's the drive company, the taxi company in the rest of the world? America.
Lyft? Uber?
No. Oh, for heaven's sake. I can't even call them because I can't remember what they're called. Do you know the one that you got an app for? Everyone's got an app for it, but I don't use it. The taxis, you just get them on your app. I can't remember the name of the company.
Well, there's Uber and Lyft.
Uber.
Okay, I said Uber.
I didn't hear you. I wasn't listening.
Big super. Another. No, wait. Hold on. There we go.
No, seriously, I didn't hear that. DD is like Uber in China. Anyway, the investment has pretty much lost most of its stake, and the DD board guys resigned. Apple have reportedly introduced a major under-the-hood security updates to Mac this year. So Apple is frequently releasing new updates to its operating system. I can't believe that I couldn't remember Uber. It just keeps coming back to me now. Anyway,
Now you're angry with yourself.
I am angry with myself. Apple is frequently releasing, mind you, I've never used them, so there's no excuse. No excuse. Apple is frequently releasing new updates to its operating systems with bug fixes and security improvements. In addition, macOS also has a system that lets Apple silently deliver anti-malware protections to Mac computers. And according to a recent research, the company this year introduced major under-the-hood security updates to macOS. Is that good or bad?
It's no YouTube album, but let's be happy that they can.
Yeah, but is that good or bad? Shouldn't they be just informing people, or are they?
Well,
under
the YouTube
hood
album was just terrible.
Yeah. Okay, I'll move on. I'll see where you're going with that. Apple releases a rare iOS 12 update to address a security flaw on older phones and iPads. Well done, Apple. Keep it up. That's all I can say. Now, EU draft proposals require phone makers. This isn't particularly an Apple story, but it will affect them. So an EU draft proposals require phone makers, says require. It may require, because there are still proposals, of course. So, get your writing correct. Spare parts for 5 years. So they've got to provide spare parts for 5 years and ensure longer battery life.
Longer, but on used phones?
No, on all phones.
Well, how are they supposed to be able to do that?
And they've got to ensure that they've got a better battery life, which could mean, okay, so let's take this to the nth degree for a proposal that isn't actually there yet. So the phones have to become bigger with a bigger battery.
Oh, going forward, I thought they were talking about
your
iPhone 10 or your iPhone 11 has to have better battery life.
You can never do stuff like that retrospectively, Guy.
But that's why I was confused.
The world would be in a whole lot of poo-poo if that was going to occur for anything, all of these proposals. But we'll leave that there. Poo-poo aside. Apple has been cleared in the US trade. Will you let me finish?
Yes.
Apple have been cleared in the US Trade Tribunal dispute over wireless patents. A US appeals court on Wednesday of last week, affirmed that's the week before their event for anybody who's trying to catch up, who's listening to this 6 months down the line. And that's the event in October 2022 for anybody who's listening to this in another year.
They haven't announced an event in October.
Yes, they have.
2022.
September. Oh, my word.
Oh, okay. What are you doing to me?
I tell you what, I'm doing it to myself as well. Yeah. Right. So if you're listening to this in October, this was the week before the September event. If you're listening to this in 2023, why would you be? But it was 2022 I'm talking about. Anyway, the US appeals court on Wednesday. Will you let me finish? US appeals court on Wednesday affirmed a win for Apple against allegation that imports of their devices infringe wireless technology patents. Well done, Apple. Well done, US courts. Let's move on before I dig even a deeper hole. This is another article that I picked out which doesn't affect Apple directly at the moment, but I think could be probably a flip to why Lightning may disappear soon. USB 4 version 2.0 to offer 80 gigabyte transfer speeds. Now,
that's pretty quick.
That's pretty quick. So, USB-C, I think, is going to be coming. It's still USB-C is going to be coming to phones pretty soon, I think. If not this week. That's this week, September 2022.
Not the next event that has not yet been announced.
Yes. Well, it has been announced. September.
Okay.
Apple settles. Let me finish. Apple settles the Flick Type developer lawsuit over App Store treatment. Prominent developer Costa, I'm not even going to Attempt, his surname, has settled his 2021 lawsuit against Apple over its App Store review actions that he said hindered his ability to distribute apps on the platform while allowing copycat competitors to flourish. Now, Samsung has thrown shade at Apple ahead of the iPhone 14 launch, Guy. Have you seen this innovation is not coming soon to an iPhone near you? I might have to put a link in the show notes, actually.
Is it the Flip?
Yes. Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter. It's a Flip. It's not just the Flip. It's the 108 megapixel and other stuff as well. I'll send you the link. You can put it in the show notes. I thought it was quite funny, actually. And possibly ever so slightly true, maybe. Yeah. Especially as you've titled this show, Calm Before the Norm. Now, I spoke about USB 4, or whatever it was, coming soon. Apple's Lightning connector was introduced how many years ago, Guy?
Oh, had to be 15 years ago?
No, 10.
10 years ago. Okay.
10 years.
And everybody screamed and bitched and complained then too.
Yes. Well, they always would.
What am I going to do with all of my 3-pin accessories? Shut up.
Well, keep them until you stop using them.
And then get Lightning ones. And now get rid of those eventually when they stop working.
Yes.
And get USB-C/4 ones.
Apple's US iPhone user base overtook Android in June quarter, and it now accounts for more than half of all smartphones. There's a follow-on story to that, which is Apple.
Does that mean that they have a 50% market share, or
Apple iPhone dominates numbers? Apple iPhone dominates the global premium smartphone market with a 57% share. I think.
Okay. Premium.
So the last one was talking about the US phone base, and this is talking about the global base. So Apple Watch Series 7 models, apparently, Guy, are widely unavailable ahead of next week's event. I wonder why.
It is a mystery.
And here's another one that Apple like. Apple Watch praised. I mean, whether it understood it was being praised or not, I don't know. But an Apple Watch has been praised for saving a UK man's life after wild 48 hours when his heart stopped 138 times. Mine stops every time it beats. It goes for-dump.
And then it stops for just a moment.
For-dump.
The Apple Watch was not available for comment.
Yes. I saw this. I didn't know whether to put it in or not. I didn't do a big read on it. It says, this has come from HomeKit Weekly. Why Apple should buy Hoobs and integrate Homebridge into HomeKit. Could be a quite interesting article. So I might have to go and read that, and we'll perhaps come to that at a later show, maybe. But
you know, here's the thing. Apple has Homebridge. 90% of the time when Apple has a competing standard, they don't buy the other standard. They just keep pushing their standard until the other one either goes away or it no longer matters. That's what Apple does. They're not going to sit there and say, well, we have 30% of the market with our widget. If we buy this other widget, we'll have 60% of the market, even though it's still split amongst two competing standards. Apple doesn't do that, usually. Okay, sorry.
That's right. People are more interested, Guy, in buying an Apple car rather than a new Tesla. According to a 200,000 new vehicle owners survey by Strategic Vision, Apple is the third in a list of brand considerations that people would love to consider buying a car from.
Well, sure. It's got all those great colors. And the range, I don't think there's another electric car company that Apple competes with that has better range.
No.
Oh,
Absolutely.
wait, it doesn't actually exist.
And their
Silly
their resale value is just superb. Anyway,
it's just crazy.
That, folks, is the end of Gaz's snippet. However, I do have a Gaz's link. I don't know why I play that again.
Why not?
What?
Why not play it?
Well, I just don't know why I do play it. But anyway, why the folding phone revolution has a way to go. This is a link to a BBC website, and it's from is it from Zoe Kleinman? I'm not sure there is. Yes, it is by Zoe Kleinman. This time last year, she says, I had just become the proud new owner of a folding phone, the Samsung Galaxy Flip 3. For the uninitiated, this is a handset about the size of an average smartphone, which folds in half. I told everybody who would listen that it was the phone I'd been waiting for since the Motorola Razr clamshell of 2004. Finally, I'd have a device that would fit in my pocket again. 13 months later, the dream is over. A couple of days ago, the fold line suddenly got dramatically larger and turned silver. The lower half of the screen went green and the top half became unresponsive. And then an ominous black cloud began to spread around the screen. It is now what you might call an X phone. I'm not the only one. There are dozens of people online sharing similar tales of woe. One recent contributor on Reddit wrote that their brand new device broke within 5 hours. What have we said since the start of folding phones, Guy, about that little bit in the middle where you have to fold it and the screen is so important on these devices? Apple, don't do it. Not yet, please.
I honestly have no desire at all for a folding phone. My pockets are big enough for an Apple phone, for an Android phone. And I don't blame Apple. I don't blame Samsung. I blame Levi's and all of the pants company that will not make women's pants with decent pockets. It's ridiculous that women's pockets can barely hold 50p, and that's pence.
Yes.
50p before
Guy,
they run out of
I know what you mean by 50p, just so you know.
Okay. Well, it could be confusing for other people. Yeah. So all of these companies that make women's pants put regular freaking pockets in them so that they don't have to put them in the back, so that they can just put them in their front pocket like regular normal human beings. Treat them like regular normal human beings. That's all we're asking.
I've got to say, that's the end of Gaz's link. Shall I take us out?
Take us way out.
Okay, everybody. Stand by before the calm, before the norm. To stand by before the calm, before the norm. And Guy and Gaz. Before the calm, before the norm. We'll be right back.